and getting so much attention and so much debate. And it's allegedly of the MH370 commercial airplane that had disappeared. And I'll put the footage up, but you can see these three orbs circling it, and then there's this pop of light that dematerializes. So there's so much debunking of the video, and then there's debunking of the debunkers, and I don't know what to make of this. There's this guy Ashton Forbes who's been championing this. The question is this real, and is this the kind of man-made technology that would be used in a false flag attack and blamed on extraterrestrials?
The first question, is it real? I don't know. I don't have the provenance for it. The second question is yes, because that capability, I think it's an Einstein-Rosen bridge is what they're doing, if you want to look that up.
An Einstein-Rosen bridge, commonly known as a wormhole, is a theoretical structure that connects two separate points in spacetime. This concept was first proposed by Albert Einstein and Nathan Rosen in 1935 as a solution to the equations of general relativity.
And we have a scientist on our team who's worked at very senior NSA and corporate level who has said it is real, and it was an Einstein-Rosen bridge, and it was man-made, and it was a test.
Stagnation was a choice. We have weighed down our builders and innovators. The well-intentioned regulatory regime of the 1970s became an ever-tightening ratchet, first hampering America's ability to become a net energy exporter, and then making it harder and harder to build. We seem to have lost focus and vision, to have lowered our sights and let systems and structures and bureaucracies muddle us along. But we are capable of so much more. Our technologies permit us to manipulate time and space. They leave distance annihilated, cause things to grow and improve productivity.
Information emerges about missing flight MH370. Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak has confirmed the plane's communications were disabled just before it reached the east coast of the Malaysian peninsula. He says it's consistent with deliberate action by someone on board, but is reluctant to confirm a hijacking without further investigation.
The Malaysian authorities have refocused their investigation into the crew and passengers on board. Despite media reports that the plane was hijacked, I wish to be very clear. We are still investigating.
Black hole, wormhole, whatever you want to call it. Turns out it all means the same thing. But what it means there is that they are actually changing the physical properties of not the plane, but the space-time around the plane. Change the physical properties of the space-time around the plane through this extremely powerful electromagnetic interaction in the region around the plane. And what this does is it changes the refractive index. And in the Einstein's equations, this is exactly what we need for negative energy. Flips the refractive index, boom, you've just created negative energy. The atom, its ground state, remember we're sitting on top of this ocean of energy, it goes like this. So what this is we're gaining this amount of energy, but it's negative energy because it's going down. So the ground state drops. So you can imagine this conceptually as the space-time shrinking down. And it may be shrinking down here to a point where it's gonna pop out somewhere else. It's because there's a fourth orb somewhere else where poof, the plane comes out.
I write this because I want the world to know that most of the trouble on Earth are created for political reasons. United States, or at least a covert administrative elite of the U.S., has, at will, complete control, and this has been true since the 60s. Flight MH370 arrived at our base, by our hand, at 1856 UTC after we picked it up, mid-air, outside the island of Great Nicobar. Just one of many, many things we do. We can pick up anything, anywhere, and deliver it in an instant.